Hi traders, my name is Duncan Cooper and I'm a Senior Market Strategist and Trading Mentor at AUDJPY Securities. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the key trading levels for the week ahead for the pairs the Australian dollar to the Japanese yen, the Australian dollar to the US dollar, the euro to the Japanese yen, the euro to the US dollar, the pound to the Japanese yen, and the pound to the US dollar. So let's get into the first pair. Hi traders, hope you had a great trading week. Now I'm on the Aussie yen daily chart, got my monthly, weekly, daily support and resistance levels drawn in. They're all referenced in the description below. I'll just discuss the ones closest to price action. Now, it's been rather consolidated for the Aussie yen, but we have started to form a higher bottom, a couple of higher bottoms here to a higher top. So what I'm anticipating is that this consolidation area from resistance to support is getting broken. And we could well be moving up to challenge 95.73 weekly resistance top up here. There's a few resistance tops here that I haven't marked in, but you can work out those levels. Of course, price needs to move beyond those levels, but after consolidating, we may well be moving above resistance here. Now, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, if not 4 weeks, we have been held at this daily resistance 94.02 and weekly resistance at 94.31. So if we can start to move below those two resistance levels earlier in the week, what I'm anticipating is that maybe price is going to move through these levels. 94.02 may well become support for a move up to challenge 95.73 weekly resistance. Okay, it looks like we're just starting to form a base here to move up. Of course, we could still hold at 94.02 at the start of the week and move back down into consolidation to come back down and test 91.95 daily support. Alright, but it just has a look now of a slight uptrend forming and a possible breakout to the upside. Alright traders, moving on to the Aussie dollar daily chart. Now, still in a downtrend this pair, but it is getting some support down here. We tried to, on Thursday, move below 67.22 monthly supports. Almost got down to the next level of support, but you can see that we're rejected. And look at all these candle lows. They're all getting support along 67.22. So what I'm anticipating early in the week, we will come up and re-challenge 68.26, which is broken monthly support. Does that hold for then a further move down to re-challenge this daily level of support 67.61 and retest 67.22. Now if we do move above 68.26, then we could well then see a higher move up back up to these monthly levels of resistance here. Okay, there's just a bit of a sniff of a bottom forming here, but as long as 68.26 holds as resistance, then the downtrend is still in play and look for a further move down to challenge 67.22. Alright, moving along to the Euro Yen day chart. Much like the Aussie Yen, a bit of a base of support has been forming down here on this daily what was resistance becoming support at 136.79. We've got a fraction ahead of that level. So we actually consolidated here before breaking higher. So we've been consolidating here. We're now going to break higher. So we closed at this daily resistance level 139.38 last week. At the start of the week, if we start to move above that level, what I'm looking for is a further move up within this. This is a new uptrend here. It's got a higher top, broken above the last lower top. If we can start to hold above 139.38, I'm looking for this to move up to retest 140.104 monthly resistance. If you've got your monthly chart, you'll find that level there. And of course, just a little bit above, we've got daily resistance at 141.39. We may well be moving now all the way back up to challenge 144.24. Looks like we formed a base here on top of this old consolidation base. So I'm anticipating price is going to move up. First major area of resistance though is up here at 141.04, monthly resistance and daily resistance at 141.39. Of course, at the start of the week, if we simply hold at 139.38, we may well remain in this consolidation area and move down to retest this base of support here at 136.79. Alright, so that's what I'm looking for on the Euro Yen next week. A continued move up to retest 141.04 monthly resistance. Alright, so for the Euro Yen to move up, then what we'd like to see is definitely a bit of positivity on the Euro US dollar. So the thing that might stop the Euro Yen from moving up is if this continually strongly declines. So the euro is getting weaker. Now, last week we moved down below 101.18 monthly support, and you can see we came up and tested it, so it became resistance. So there's every chance in the early part of the week that we come up to retest 101.18. That could hold again as resistance for a move down, and can we then start to close below the one level, the parity level? Okay, can we move below that level with any conviction? We did trade below it last week, but we couldn't close below it on Thursday, and then on Friday we traded higher. Now we may well be getting some support at the one level, the parity level. So we've had a big drop down from the 103.40 monthly support level here. What I'm expecting is at some point we will rally back up to that level, so that could actually happen next week. So if we do actually pop above 101.18, then I'm anticipating then that price could come back up and test broken monthly support at 103.40 and broken weekly support at 103.49. Alright, I think there's quite a good chance we could get back up to that level over next week or at some point in the next fortnight. We're very low at the moment, a little bit overstretched, and I'm not saying that the trend is going to change, but a relief rally may be in order, so be aware of that. Alright, moving on to pound yen. Very consolidatory, this pair at the moment. It's just putting a slight look of an uptrend. It's just moved above this lower top that's been formed, but we're still held at 164.64 daily resistance. Alright, so even though we've essentially formed an uptrend here, trends stop at support or resistance, so this is resistance, so we could just fail here at 164.64 at the start of the week and simply move back down today, support and remain in consolidation. So I haven't adjusted my lines. I know there's a few more little support levels formed, but I'm using the ones that are a little bit older. So 161.85 support, 161.100 support. Those two levels have been offering support still last week. So first of all, do we hold at 164.64 again, resistance, and simply move down? We stay range bound. Or at the start of the week, if we do start to move above 164.64, then look at that to become support for a move up to then challenge 166.93 resistance up here. And you know, if the other yen crosses move up strongly, we may well come up to challenge monthly resistance at 168.01 and these weekly resistance levels up here. But first of all, this pair needs to clearly break above 164.64. Does that become support for the next move up? We could well just stay in consolidation on that pair. Alright traders, last pair to review for the weekend, pound US dollar, daily chart. Now we've actually broken below and closed below weekly support 119.33 last week, and also closing below now these monthly levels of support at 119.86 and 119.58. So breaking through several levels of support, also closing below day support here that was at 118.76. So at the start of the week, do we just continue the downtrend? Already on Friday we came up and tested 118.76, it became resistance. So are we simply going to move down? Next level of support is at 116.45, a major monthly level of support. Actually running out of levels of support if this pair keeps moving down. So if we do start to move down at the start of the week, or on Monday anyway, there's always a chance Monday, Tuesday we can come up and retest 118.76. Does that hold as resistance for a further move down? Alright, this pair though, it has been moving down for quite a while. Like all the other pairs to the US dollar, we've been moving down a long time, so it wouldn't be out of the stretch of imagination for any of the pairs to the US dollar to have a rally next week. So at the moment they're in downtrends, so trade them as they're in downtrends, but just be aware they're a little bit overextended. So at the start of the week for the pound dollar, does 118.76 still hold as resistance now for a further move down? If we start to move back above weekly and these two monthly levels of resistance, we start to move back above those levels, anticipate we're going to come maybe all the way back up to 121.55, which is weekly resistance. Alright, it's a little bit overextended, so it's not beyond the realms of a rally here. Okay, first of all, expect 118.76 to be resistance, but if we start to move above these levels, we could well be having a relief rally. Okay traders, that's my analysis for today. If you want to keep up to date with my analysis, simply subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you next time. Now if you'd like to follow my forex trading analysis throughout the week, why not subscribe to the ACY Securities live interactive trading feed Telegram channel. Simply contact Nathan.bray at acy.com to get access.